there, my name is Nisha Bangs. Welcome back to a brand new episode on my podcast. Say it with me. We need to talk about the mistakes I made in planning my wedding just over a year ago. No, just nearly a year ago, I was a bride. So at this time, 2024, I was on a weight loss journey. I was trying to plan 2 weddings that were going to be between the 20th and the 21st of December. And you know what? This whole year, I felt like this year kind of went by. I was enjoying everything in my marital bliss. And I always thought that I would come back and do a little video on everything that I wish I had done and everything that actually went really, really well within that process. So this video is all about that. We need to talk about all the mistakes I made planning my wedding. I'm going to start off with the things I did right. All right. First thing, this one is going to be very highly controversial because a lot of brides will say, I started planning a year ahead. I started planning 3 years ahead. I would say, there's a lot of conversations around weddings, and I'm sure even you, if you are planning your wedding, maybe you've been planning it for a while. Me and my husband on the other side, that was not the case. So what happened was, we had actually loboled 2 years back around 2022. So, once that happens, what's coming. There's a wedding coming at some point. But because we had only done the first part of Ilobola, we knew we had to do a second part of Ilobola. And that was our focus for the longest time. It was like, okay, let's just get this part done because that is official marriage, right? In customary terms. Once the lobola is paid, you are officially married. Once it's finalized and it's finished, quote unquote, finished in our culture, then you can actually start planning your life and being together and merging the two families, and my family rather. So that was the case for the longest time. And then boom, everything happens, life goes on. Sometimes we had to postpone, and then eventually we had a Durban trip in August of 2024. And my husband and I said, when we come back from this trip, let's set a date for our wedding. That was it. While we were driving back, we just realized, let's set the date. And that was it. We came back in August, we set the date, and that was it. In December, we were going to get married. The details we didn't know. We just knew it had to be done in that December, and we gave ourselves 3 to 4 months, and that was it. I personally like this because I'm not an over planner. I'm one of those people who like to prepare maybe for this week. That's just the kind of person I am, right? I'll have a loose idea of what's happening next week, but I like to plan very, very last minute. That's just the way I work, and I'm great with the pressure of a last minute situation. So that's what happened. We're now getting married. We've got 3 months and everything was done. Another reason why I think I enjoyed the 3-month process is because of how imperfect weddings are. Weddings are so imperfect. There is nothing that goes right. Every minute of it is like, if I overplanned this, I would have been in so much pain because nothing went according to plan. From the weather to the venue, to the people who came, to the vendors. Like, there was just so many things that I was like, hi, God, it's in your hands. So at that point, 3 months to go, we said, Asam, let's get married. And we did it. Look at us now. The second thing I really, really enjoyed about my wedding was letting my mother do all or most of the planning. So I'm based in Johannesburg, but we knew that we wanted everything to be happening in East London. Who's in East London? My mom, my aunts, my brother, my family. So I think ideally they just took over most of the planning, especially when it came down to the nitty-gritties of finding the venue. And after finding the venue, deciding on the menu, deciding on the number of people who will come, deciding on this, deciding on that. All I really input was to say, actually, we're changing the theme. And on that note, the third thing that I really liked is initially we were going to have Ilobola happen, right, on the Friday. And then we were going to just have a celebration where we would then have maybe Imembeso celebration where we would dress in traditional clothes and then we'd do our vows then and there. So Friday would look like Lobola, and then Saturday was going to look like Umembeso, and that's when we would actually get to do the vows. Because the important thing was to do the vows to make sure God is involved in our union and then move it on. That was just us. Let's move this thing along. Let's get married. Let's just continue living our lives. But as we're planning 3 months, right? We've only got 3 months. There we are, a month and a half away, and we've told people, okay, cool, come in traditional clothes. Invites have started to go out. A few of them had started going out. We actually didn't send out invites until like a month before. So they were like, okay, all right, let's see. And then suddenly something happened. I was like, actually, I would like a white wedding. And my husband and I just decided, okay, we want a white wedding. I want to wear a white wedding dress. I want to wear a white dress. I want to have a veil on. I want to have that going on. And imagine this is like a month and a half till the wedding, or maybe 2 months before the wedding. And we made that decision. And I think it was one of the best decisions that we made, because it just, looking in retrospect, it worked out so well. So not only were my parents able to be there, but my husband's mother was able to be there. Our families were able to be there to witness us doing and saying our vows. My father was able to give me over. All of those traditionally white wedding rituals happened, and they were so beautiful to witness. And thinking now that there was just something in our hearts that said we should just really do it, and there was an urgency in us. And now we look back this year, we lost my mother-in-law, my husband's mother, and that was such a painful thing. But we know that she got to enjoy our wedding. We know that she had an amazing time at our wedding. She got to witness her son getting married, witness her daughter-in-law coming into her family, wearing that white dress, because she really wanted to see me in that white dress. And it happened. So it really feels like God was working something. God was working it out and wanted to make sure that we get it done. Because imagine, had we waited, what would have happened now? Had we waited, what would we have done? Whew. Anyways, so I really think that was a great idea. I loved wearing a white wedding dress. I loved it all. And towards the end of this video, I'll just share a few teaser nyanas of the wedding, just so you're not left completely in the cold, just to see exactly what I'm talking about. And the last thing, I loved that Umembeso was the day before the white wedding, and then it became like a weekend of festivities around me and my husband. I loved it. I loved that there wasn't like, okay, this week it's here, then next week or in a month we're gonna come back. I loved that all the finances were just put into those 2 days, and we went hard, we went in, we did what had to be done, and we moved on. My parents, everyone who contributed to it, everyone who really wanted to see us get married got to see it. It happened. It was a beautiful weekend. Everything was captured. Everything was great. And yeah, I really liked that part. We need to talk about the lessons I learned too late. Let's get into it. So the first thing I think I would have wanted to do was to get my dress from Shein. Oh my gosh. Why ningacho? Why ningacho, guys, that you guys are buying your dresses on Shein? I need 30. And at the time, I remember when I was about to get married, I was on YouTube constantly. I was watching all these wedding dress things and all this content. And not once did I see a bride say, yeah, I got my dress from Shein. But the minute I actually got married and I was done, all of these videos started surfacing of beautiful wedding dresses from Shein. Then I go on Shein and I'm like, hi bo, 1,000 rand for such a glamorous, beautiful dress. Next time, sana, vow renewal, Shein, get in my face. But actually, not even that. I think I would advise a bride, if you are on a limited budget, please go to Shein. Please don't be afraid. Just go ahead and do it. Like, go and do it. And you know what I would have done? I would have ordered 2 dresses, the ones I want, in maybe a biggish type of size, so I can actually go to a seamstress and they can tailor it and they can do whatever they want. You can get a veil of Shein. You can get shoes from Shein. You can get jewelry. And we all know how affordable Shein truly, truly is. So, ladies, if you're on that budget, and if you don't need it sharp, it's great. Now, I was on a budget and I wish I had not spent. Let me not lie. I loved my wedding dress. When I found my wedding dress, I felt like this is it. I had that this is it moment. But I know I still would have had that same moment had I actually bought it from Shein. I don't know. That's just one thing. Number 2, I wish me and the bridal party actually would have went and had a simpler wedding step. Yo, the chaos of a wedding step year 2. Whenever I'm watching the wedding video, I come across the wedding step and I'm going, yo, Mihle. And I know it's me because my husband wasn't keen on a wedding step. The bridal party, we were able to practice everything, right? But I think because there were some people who weren't able to come to rehearsals, it just felt like, hey, man, on the days, and it just became like such a, not a joke, it was just funny. It was a nice, funny moment. But I actually ended up busting a move. I was doing the get down. So I would have done something simpler, maybe stick to like ingati basi, maybe something like with a few less steps. Maybe those traditional, those ones. I would have done something like that. Yeah, I think just something a bit simpler. What I also would have done, and this is actually something that I got from a wedding my husband and I recently went to. My friend Tulisa, shout out to Lisa, and her husband Timothy, they got married. And it was really interesting for me because my wedding was packed. It was packed. Every minute was packed to the T. And I wish I would have made more space for relaxation on the white wedding day. I wish that the speeches weren't so packed, rather. I wish we would have spaced it out. Maybe we come in and then there's just one speech from one person. We get into some dancing. We get into some friends. We get into some dancing. We eat some food. We get some things. We get some toasts, But I think time was not on our side on our wedding day. And that is actually my 4th thing that I want to add, the time. I would have loved more time for my wedding day because what happened was we got to the venue late because of issues that the venue had. We get there late and then now they want to cut our time at the end. So I wish we would have had like an unlimited, an infinity, like so much time. Also, it was raining. Had we just chilled, gotten to mingle with the guests, gotten to see everyone just a bit more. But then again, it did work out because most of the people, we saw everyone the day before, right? So on the Friday, we were all able to hang out and really have that casualness because, like I said, that was the Membeso day and we all got to see each other and love each other on that day just as much as we wanted to. So yeah, the last thing I would have said is I wish that I would have relaxed more. So if you are a 2025 December bride or you're getting married in 2026, please relax more before your wedding. Book that massage. Book the things you need to make you feel relaxed. Delegate as much as possible. Like, just hand everything over. Like I said, I loved handing everything over to my mom and my aunts, and our families could do things for us. Let people do things for you because it is a team project. It is Umchato is the essence of a group work, yes, a high school. Group work, and you have to do it together. So that in essence is my things I enjoyed from our wedding. But in essence, I enjoyed everything. Even these things I just said were lessons. They are just things that looking in retrospect, because we are humans, we look back and we analyze things, right? But I would say I enjoyed every single moment of our wedding. I enjoyed the rain pouring. I enjoyed seeing the faces of everybody, even though it was more crowded than we anticipated. All of it was so beautiful. And even you, if you're getting married, I wish you nothing but the best. I hope that these tips helped. And tell me which ones you're actually going to use for yourself. Or if you have been married, what do you wish you could change? Or what did you enjoy from your wedding day and your wedding planning, rather? So yeah, that's how I'm going to wrap up this video. My name is Mihle Bangs. If you haven't subscribed and you are enjoying this content, please do subscribe. I really want to grow this community. As you can see, girl is getting consistent. So please subscribe, please share, please support any way that you can. For now, this is goodbye from Mihle Bangs. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.